Greetings, fellow Forest Lords. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Mount and Blade 2 Bannerlord, Lords of the Forest, Episode 37, Raider Gangs. So, where we are picking up at the start of the stream is that Ormondfard Castle, which is kind of the front lines between us and Vlandia, is currently besieged by quite the army, by 700 or so. And I am sort of contemplating whether or not we want to try to defend it. I know how that sounds, but it's quite a lot of enemies, and I'm not 100% sure we have the numbers to do significant damage to a stack like that, but I can always try. So I just pulled some troops from the garrison of Nevenyansk Castle in order to replenish our own number. So now our then I hit cancel. So that, you know, we have sort of maxed out army size done. And we also still have 23 Vlandian noble or lords or whatever, noblemen, in our possession. So the hope I have is that we can just continue to harass them so that they never really build up enough of an army to make a dent in our current land gains. If you take a look at the kingdoms here, Vlandia would pay us to leave us alone. So I think what we could try to do is defend Ormondfard Castle, but worst case scenario, we could just call it quits. One of the benefits of calling it quits right now is we would keep Nevenyansk and Ormondfard, and we could invest in them and build them up so that they were stronger and wealthier. And then we also have Legata, a town, and then we could go trying to court more nobles. Now, Roland from Sturgia has been seen around Nevenyansk Castle quite a bit, and he is amenable to joining us, provided that our charm checks check out. But we could also go and try to befriend other Battanian lords, in order to try to get them to flip. So rather than trying to find people that... Oh, yeah, okay, they just took on my friend. That's fine. Rather than try to find people that hate Calradia, we could just start making friends with everybody. Because the other benefit to that is, I believe, I'm not 100% sure about this game mechanic, but like, if Calradia and all the other Battanians like us, I think the chance of them declaring war on us decreases. I could be wrong about that, but I think relation between us and Calradia would help to ease that. So here's Leanna's army. Taking a look at it, it has 7 lords, well, mercenary party and 6. And it's mostly made up of recruits and footmen, it seems, and some levy crossbowmen. So I do think that we can take this out. I think I'm going to quick save just in case, because I want to avoid the sort of 1 step forward, 2 steps back that can happen in major losses, but we'll see.
It's been a while.
All right. You better surrender. So it looks like the power levels are just about equal. But historically, when the power levels are equal, I win by a landslide. So we'll see if that remains true.
Listen up!
All right, the terrain can be used to our advantage. There's a bit of a hill here that we could put our archers up on.
Spread out!
One thing that I'm always sort of curious about is how effective our skirmishes are. We don't have like the after battle reporting that you normally would find, you know, with games like these, and it's always a bit of a head scratcher whether or not they're being effective. All right, here we go. Let's go. Setting up the battle groups, and we're ready.
Mounted up! Follow me! Yeah!
So I'm going to have the mounted archers follow me. Oh, yeah, look at that. Look at my archers. Yeah, they're going to get murdered. Let's see if I can't entice their mounted units into attacking me. Sometimes you can bait them. they get all sorts of pissed when you shoot at them, and they're like, all right, let's go charge. But it actually looks like their footmen are just like rushing me for some reason. I guess I'll kill Bannerman then. Come on, Denny, not right literally in front of me. Alright, one banner down. They have a contingency of horse coming to try to flank, it seems. And the kill boards, I don't see a lot of wildlings, but they're mostly just there to absorb hits. More or less. Oh, that's a downed banner, okay. Alright, let's see if I can't alleviate the crossbow attacks. At some point, it might be wise, given the strategy I typically use, is to get a proper charger that does good charge damage. Okay, now I'm just getting stabbed.
Soldier, cut them down!
I tell my troops to start charging. Yeah, it's I would say Vlandia typically like lines up in this really nice, like easily chargeable alignment, and it's just wonderful because they get bumped. And all I'm trying to do is disrupt them because their crossbows do high armor punch, so they cut through armor pretty good. And if I can mitigate that benefits. Wow, there's a lot of troops back here. I mean, I know they outnumbered us like 2-1, but my lord, they did not commit a lot of troops to that fight. They have like more troops running than we have troops on the field. Although these guys aren't technically en route yet, because if they were, I would have won already. Hello, hello. Punch. I wish I knew the banners better, so I could tell like whose men this is, you know, because the crests on the shield and everything relate to the banners that they represent. And they're disappearing into the stone again. Also, there was a joke about war crimes. Technically, these guys are routing, not surrendering. It's maybe a war crime to kill surrendering people, but not routing people, which is fundamentally different. Oh, you know what? Let's reset that. Tier. There we go. Ooh. More of the top tier horse armor. And Ormondford Castle should be relatively easy to capture because it just got captured. So what I'm planning on doing is heading back to Carbantheth and ditching, selling as much as I can and ransoming off as much as I can, and then heading to Ormondford to take it. It might not be a terrible idea to look towards Rovault either. I think having a castle on the front lines is useful. But yeah, I wouldn't really want a castle between me and Rovault because this is a nice bottleneck as well. Alright, Arzagos has a message for me. Interesting. It's a gangs of forest bandits near Nevenyansk. That I might do now because I'm so close to Nevenyansk. So I'll read the full message. We've got a new problem. I've reports of my agent's unusual bandit activity. Raiding and killing travelers who aren't under the protection of the Empire. Yeah. So it's not directly related to the conspiracy as far as I could tell, but it's like conspiracy-esque. I did level up in leadership. So let's see about those points. The top one is 50% recruit prisoners and 10% shared XP for Cav. Wow, that is utterly useless for me. And the bottom one is 50% recruit for range prisoner and 20% XP for troops when they are sent to confront the enemy. For troops sent to confront. That is, I'm assuming, when I am not in the party. Okay. So you guys can vote on that for just like a minute. Oh my god. 30. I have 30 of them. I would love to reduce my escape chance, but that's not in the cards for me anytime soon, unfortunately. Alright, the first thing I want to sell is probably animals and like the stupid amounts of grain that I have. Oh my god, and fish. Holy moly, did I have a lot of grain and fish. They are really quickly running out of money. So I'll just pick some of the armors to sell. And now Carbantheth is bankrupt. Recruit a few troops. Duramore Castle is linked to Duramore, so let's go to Duramore Castle, or Duramore rather, and recruit the rest. And yeah, you guys want me to like get the bottom option, which is range prisoners. I don't really recruit prisoners, not really. I mean, I hypothetically could recruit Battanian prisoners, but I just don't often. All right, GMT also leveled up in medicine. So we have got healing rate when the party is high. I'll have you guys choose this. Heal rate when morale is high. And what else was it? +1 relation per day for old people. And the bottom one is 20% heal rate when resting in town. And +1... Wait, how isn't that the same? Okay. Yeah, it looks like the relationship... Oh, random noble, random notable. Relation per day for old people. This is whatever. I don't really care of the relationship between GMT and anyone. And then the last one was Rogie. Rogie leveled up. Maybe I'll just pick this one. I'm going to pick Dead Aim. Okay. There is a bunch of caravans around us. So I think, even though we have a lot of momentum to go to Ormondfard Castle, it's probably wise to work against, like long-term goal-wise, to work against the conspiracy. So that's what I'm going to do. It pains me to take a break from smushing... Vlandia, but yeah. So we are looking for... what? Raiders. Got it. And then we'll do a big counterattack. Because I still have 29 of them in prison. I wonder what they would be willing to pay me now. Yeah, 1,000 tribute a day. And that's mostly because I lost Ormondfard Castle. Oh, workshops finished in the castle. That's another thing I've not been doing, is managing my towns and stuff. Mostly just because I'm, like, on the road and doing things. And it's hard to to settle into like Nevinyan's castle or really any castle and start managing it. I can't pay a lot of visits. But I did just queue up a toll collector there. I don't, however, see groups of raiding parties. Like, anywhere? Here? Oh, no, they're there. I suppose it's good to level up my low-level troops. Interesting. They want to just join me? No. Yeah, I'm gonna attack manually. My worry is, like, sending troops often ends up in troops needlessly dying when I'm not present on the battlefield for all the bonuses that I get. Wow, we spawned so far from these guys. Once my Theon champions get within range, these forest bandits are just going to get absolutely eradicated. Oops. Sorry, horse. It's not a terrible opportunity for my companions to get some riding bow time in. Same with me. If I could hit things. Alright, here we go. The mob has arrived. Alright, one got wounded, nobody died. I honestly don't even really want any of their prisoners. Because it will just slow me down. I will take their junk. And there's one of 3 parties. I believe it was 3. Everything's in numbers of 3s in this game. Okay. Do you guys want nearby notable healing rate when morale is high? Best medicine. Currently my morale is 100, so yes, that would benefit me now. My morale isn't always that high, but I do, like as a steward, I try to keep it as high as possible. So here's another group. Now another way to deal with these guys, and I'm going to do it this time, is I think I can just disband them. Like that? Does that count? Yeah, it does. I don't even have to fight them technically. I can just be like, hey, join me, and then choose not to join. And that gets me back on the path of, oh no, these guys want to attack me. But that gets me back on the path of defeating Vlandia sooner. Which is why I chose it, because I just really want to go to Revolt. I really want Ostracan. I want those towns. Those towns would be so sexy. They would keep my army aloft. I would be able to afford other party armies. One of the reasons why I haven't made my companions that could be capable party leaders, is because very quickly when you have multiple armies, it becomes both cumbersome and expensive. But if I have a bunch of towns that are pretty well protected and not likely to be lost, the expensive part becomes less of a problem. Now, when I say they become cumbersome, is like when you put your parties in, when you give troops to your party, they do weird things with this sometimes, or at least they used to. I'm assuming still true, or like sometimes they donate them to the garrisons, which is annoying because it's like, oh man, those were a bunch of Theon champions, and you just like dump them in some random garrison. Like, why oh why would you ever do that? And then sometimes they get themselves, they attack things that don't make sense, where they get outnumbered and they get squished, and they lose troops needlessly. You know, so there's a lot of situations where like I don't entrust good troops to AI unless they got them themselves, right? If they recruited them themselves, that's fine. But if I was the one that gifted it to them, like I kind of don't want them wasted, in other words. They still do that? Yeah, I suspected they did still do. Okay, so we finished the conspiracy stuff. Hunt the conspiracy war party. Oh, alright, so it's a two-parter. Got it. But it did give some experience to my troops here. Some of them are leveling up, which is great. I think looking at the composition, I have about 2-to-1 ratio of wildlings, or Fion champions to wildlings. Ooh, rebels in Ortisia. Ortisia is pretty close by to Legata. That would be a pretty spicy target too. Because, no, I wouldn't have to go to war with anyone. That's Cervix army. That is absolutely not the war target. But they're definitely coming to Nevenyansk. There's no doubt about that. Question that I want answered. Okay, Vlandia is at war also with Azurai. Got it. Yeah. That's what I was wondering. Ooh, those are some nice swords. They're a higher tier. I guess the real advantage of those swords is they're longer. They're considerably longer than the other swords I have. Because the rest of the stats aren't that amazing, but the length helps to hit things when you're on horseback. GMT, I'm going to give you a sword over a cavalry mace. And I think the length of the sword is going to be a major factor as to what weapons to use on horseback. Because short weapons are just much harder to use. Alright, looks good. Cervix army. They want more? They get more. So take a look. It is levy crossbowmen, recruits. Oh, these are even... This is even more of a pathetic army than the last one.
It's been a while.
Works for me. Vlandians want to keep lining up to die. I will keep allowing that. This is really strange battlefield. Are they going to spawn over here? Because we're just like facing the lake. Which makes very little sense to me. But, yeah, I will take the hill.
Horsebone oil!
Oh, man, that sucks for them. They're down below. Alright, there is like a hump on the hill here. I might want to recenter so that I have a good line of sight, however. So I'm going to put my bows over here.
Move! All soldiers! Soldiers!
And my shield wall here.
Move out!
There are some trees in the way, but like nothing a Fion champ can get fire around. So who's got the banner? You do? Really? You're gonna ride out? Oh. Lucky that someone shot me with a crossbow. Right as I was about to axe kill the, Okay, so quit shooting me with your crossbows. Alright, fine. Keep that banner for another 3 minutes. It's fine. Alright, let's go for the cavalry banner. Oh, it's already down. That's a shame. Oh no, it's right. It's that guy. Somehow I thought this Knight was on my side. Oh, there's another banner. That one's down too.
Attack!
Alright, tell my troops to attack. The bows should be in range pretty soon. Getting a little injured on this one. But I'm bloodthirsty, I can't help it. Man, if only Battania had like good riders, because their backline is so completely undefended here. The thing is, and I thought about this after someone asked me why I don't use Battanian horsemen, is like, it's not so much the strength of the Battanian horsemen. The Battanian horsemen by themselves are like not terrible, but you have to imagine that they're going up against, because all the other cultures have like mounted knights. So it's not so much about the Battanian horsemen and their strength, it's that what would they fight. And in a typical fight, if you have horsemen and the enemy has horsemen, your horsemen and the enemy's horsemen face off against one another. And the Battanian's horsemen are inferior to every other culture's horsemen, because every other culture's horsemen are elite royal units, and Battanian's horsemen are just horsemen. Meaning that you would incur exceptional losses if you tried to make like a Battanian horse army, because every horse that your horses would ever interact with would be better statistically. You would be underdogging yourself in a not a good way, which is why I chose no horses. Oh, I hate getting stuck like that. Slightly higher losses, maybe, or wounding than the previous fight, but you know, it's 2-to-1 ratio, so in the scheme of things, it's all right. But they aren't as susceptible to morale shock. I honestly would have thought they would have fled by now, but I think I can encourage that with my axe. If I'm not mistaken, every kill I have with the axe is a morale hit to the enemy. That was one of the talent points I picked. Oh yeah, there's not, they have nothing left. Just peasants with pitchforks. Is there a way to counter cav like in Total War? Sort of. I mean, cavalry is pretty susceptible to arrows. A lot of cavalry... That's a good question. They're more susceptible, I would say, crossbows, but there's no Battanian crossbows. Yeah, archers, arrows, high ground. The other thing with cavalry, another reason why I counted them out, is that in castle and town attacks and defenses, you don't use mounted troops, like, at all. Which means it's essentially your cavalry without horse, and the Battanians' cavalry without horse is just not effective. Yeah, so we took some losses, but nothing too serious. I was more interested in the gains we had from capture. There we go. Ooh, that's a level 6 armor. It's rusty, but it might be better for someone. And this helmet is actually better than my current helmet, so taken. So there is a conspiracy war party around somewhere. Got it. I'll be keeping an eye out for it. We did level up in bow. We'll see about that. Discipline. Personal. Aiming time without losing accuracy is increased. So, increased steady aim time. I will say, I very rarely aim very long. It's more just like rapid fire. And then the other one is Hunter Clan. So that is 30% damage with bows to mounts. And because I'm never a governor, the other second part of those abilities don't matter. So, steadier aim or shooting horses. And then I also leveled in stewardship. So we'll pick that next. So 1 minute for this one, and then we'll do the next one. So Nevinyask, the town, is under a raid by a mercenary. Yeah, no thanks.
Hear me! All have cut them down!
I'm just sending everybody in. Strategy and like unit formations don't really work in towns or villages because there's so much stuff in the way. Ooh, ouch. So I tend not to even bother. Oh boy. This feels like a hit squad. Alright, I'm gonna get out of here. Took a look around and it was like cataphracts and like a bunch of archers lining up on me. Yep, no thanks. I might be stupid, but I'm not quite that stupid. Yeah, this is an absolute meat grinder. Oh, we did drop a Bannerlord. Well, the village elder liked that I helped them, but of course, you know, I'm the lord of this town, or this village, so makes sense I would help. And yet another prisoner, although, to be fair, that prisoner was just a, he was just a mercenary. Okay. Nevinyansk is secured. What were the other messages I got? I think it was just Nevinyansk. I think it was, yeah, that the Nevinyansk village was messed with. Alright, Hunter Clan. Done. The other one I got is Stewardship. The top one is minus 40% food when sieging. And then the bottom one is minus 25% troop wages when sieging. And it's up to you. I have never run out of food or money during a siege, but I figured it's hypothetically possible, so I might as well plan for that. So 1 more minute for that as well. Alright, filling out my number and then trying to figure out where the hell this conspiracy caravan is. Oh, so Montos is under attack near La Gaeta. That's what the other message was. Oh, here's the war party. I don't have a lot of health. Like, I'm pretty wounded, so I'm going to want to deal with this carefully. But that should resolve the conspiracy event, allowing me to go back to messing up Vlandia. Ooh, yeah, that was a lot of damage to that horse. Ouch. Okay, why am I doing this? I was like, I'm wounded. I shouldn't, you know, be risky. Immediate risk ensues. Thank you, tree. I think you saved me there. Fions are absolutely just chewing everything up. That's why, like, I don't mind having a disproportionate number of Fions to other things. Is when it rains arrows, things die fast. Also, Fions are really good melee units. They just don't have a lot of great ranged defenses, which is why I'm using the wildlings, where they have the giant round shields. Looks like they only have 4 horsemen left on the field. Not bad. I can handle that. Oh, come on. I was riding at like 40 miles an hour. Yep, there I go. Alright, well, I can't handle that, but apparently my troops can. Done. So you guys want reduction in food when sieging. Copy that. Oh, that is a really nice two-handed sword. How does that compare to mine? Length is shorter. The damage is 107 versus my 123. Never mind. It's nice, but it's not let's ditch my weapon nice. So the raiders are destroyed, and the conspiracy strength... You know, I have been doing almost every single counter the conspiracy, and they just keep growing stronger. And someone named Teeny Aryan liked me for that. Okay. Is this armor better for someone? Yes. Get rid of that kettle helmet. I guess I'll lock that in. The broad two-hander. For if I ever want to try it out or whatever. Looks like Carbantheth has some, but not a lot of money. I'll have to minimize what I sell here. Okay, I don't think there's any other hand-me-downs to be done. Are troop upgrade stacks ready? Probably. Yeah, definitely. Just about all of them. Wonderful. And that levels up my leadership. I love it. Alright, I am one troop away from max out the party. Let's also ransom. Oh my god, so many lords. 34 of them. Thank you for tuning in to Mount and Blade 2 Bannerlord, Lords of the Forest, which originally streamed live on Twitch, May 21st. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you'd like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you would like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching, and a special thank you for my Patreon patrons, Twitch subscribers, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow Forest Lords.